All right, let's jump right in and talk about how AI and robotics are gearing up to tackle one of the biggest challenges our society faces: caring for our aging population. The future of care, well, it might look a whole lot different than you think. First things first, to really get why this technology is such a potential game changer, we have to understand the sheer scale of the demographic wave that's heading our way. Here's the number I want you to keep in your head: 30%. It might not sound like a huge number on its own, but this single figure is fundamentally reshaping entire continents. That is nearly 1 out of every 3 people. Think about that for a second. This isn't some far-off prediction. It's a demographic reality that's creating a massive, urgent need to completely rethink how we approach elder care. The goal has to be finding new ways for people to stay independent and live well as they get older. So, what's the big idea that's bubbling up to meet this challenge? It's not just about building more care homes. It's about bringing smart, helpful technology right into a person's own home. And this is what we're talking about. Instead of some cold, industrial machine, the whole goal here is to create a friendly, interactive presence. This isn't just about what it does. It's about creating a sense of companionship. So, what is a companion robot at its core? Well, we're talking about a device packed with advanced AI that's designed to understand and actually respond to human emotions and needs. The idea is for it to be much more than just a tool. It's meant to be an empathetic partner in someone's daily life.
Okay, that's the big picture concept. But how does that translate into actual, practical, day-to-day help? Let's take a look.
These robots are really designed around a holistic approach. They focus on supporting seniors across 3 absolutely crucial areas of well-being: keeping them safe, helping them feel connected, and encouraging both physical and mental activity. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because the robot acts as a proactive safety net. It can give you reminders to take your medicine, it can detect if something's wrong, like a fall, and it can immediately ping family or caregivers. That provides a huge peace of mind, not just for the senior, but for everyone who cares about them. And this quote right here, it absolutely hits the nail on the head. Because for any of this to work, people have to want the technology in their lives. The design, the personality, that friendly side, that's not just window dressing. It's essential for building trust. But, okay, can these companions handle the really complex, critical stuff with the precision that's needed? Let's zoom in on one of the biggest hurdles in senior care: managing medication. To really figure out how to solve this, we have to look past the commercial products and dive into the actual research that's pushing this whole field forward. Because getting medication right, day in and day out, is way more complicated than you might think. If you look at the tools we have now, things like apps and so-called smart pill boxes, they have some pretty big gaps. Sure, they can remind you, but they have no way of confirming you actually took the right pills at the right time. Researchers call this an open loop, and it's a huge potential point of failure. So to fix this, researchers developed what they call a closed-loop system. Look at the diagram here. You can see how the robot acts as a hub. It doesn't just remind. It uses its camera and sensors to visually confirm that the medication was taken, and then it records that action. Boom. It closes that open loop we were just talking about. The hardware setup is actually pretty clever. It combines a stationary robot that acts as a home base with a mobile wearable device. This basically extends the robot's eyes and ears so it can help out no matter where you are in your home. And the data? The data shows this approach really works. In a study with 35 people, the robot-based system was rated as way more useful than a standard medication app. It scored a very impressive 8.49 out of 10. So the technology shows real promise. It's functional, it's useful, but that brings us to the final and maybe the biggest hurdle of all. Will we actually accept it? Would you want a robot in your family? So how easy was it for people to use? Well, the study gives us a very specific number: 75.29. This was the system's average score on something called the System Usability Scale. Now, that might just sound like a random number, but in the world of product design, a usability score over 72 is actually a big deal. It's an industry standard way of saying that the system isn't just powerful, it's also user-friendly and people are comfortable with it. But, numbers don't tell the whole story. When you dig into the user feedback, you find some really important nuances. Younger users, they adapted super quickly. But older users, they much preferred using their voice instead of trying to navigate a little app screen. And this last point is crucial. Some of them worried that relying on a robot might actually make them feel less independent. That's a powerful human concern that technology alone can't answer. And that really leaves us with the big question about the future we're all building together. This isn't just about what technology can do, but what we as a society want it to do. It's all about finding that delicate balance between support and autonomy, between incredible innovation and the deeply human need for connection and independence.